everybody, and welcome to the fourth video of this Unity tutorial series. This is Sorcerer Studios, and in this video we will be learning how to run something using a timer in a set amount of time. And we will do this by starting a core routine, and this is one of the few ways to have a timer in Unity. So there are many uses for a timer. For example, one of the uses would be to have a timer display in the top right hand corner, or possibly just to spawn an object every few seconds or so. There are many uses for a timer, and you can customize this for whatever you want. Well, this ball that we made with our previous tutorials, we currently have it so that this ball can move around. But this ball is very lonely, and this ball needs some friends. So what we're going to do is we are going to give this ball one friend every single second. And gee, I sure wish I could have a new friend every single second. So first, let's organize our project a little bit. So our scripts and our materials are all jumbled up, so we need some organization. So we're going to create a folder, call it scripts, and then we're just going to drag our scripts into it just to have some more organization. Then we'll create another one for materials, and we will not have it inside the scripts folder, and we are going to move our materials into the materials folder. Okay, cool. So now we have our project organized. So what we're going to want to do now is create our script to set up this timer. So we will hit C# script, and we will call it spawn timer because we're going to spawn a friend every second. So we are going to put this into our scripts folder, and let's double click on it to open it in MonoDevelop. Okay, so we are in MonoDevelop right now. So our goal for this script is to have a timer on a loop, and then inside the timer we will spawn the ball a friend every second. So we're going to get rid of void start and void update because we don't need this. And now we are going to declare our game object, the game object that we are going to spawn. So we will type public game object ball, and basically when we go back into Unity we're going to drag our ball prefab into that variable, and that's going to be the object that will be spawned. So now for starting up our core routine, we are going to type enumerator start. And this basically starts our timer at the very beginning, or the very first frame of our game. So now, what we're going to do, whoops, we do not want a semicolon at the end there. That's a mistake that I make a lot. So now we want to create our loop, and this is very simple. While true. And this basically runs this loop every single frame of the game. But we do not want that. We want it to run every second. That's why we have made an enumerator. So now that we have made the enumerator, we are going to type yield return new wait for seconds. And we can put any second number inside those parentheses. So in this case, we'll put a 1. Because we want to wait 1 second. So now this loop will only activate once a second. So now we have to spawn our ball, and this is done by using the instantiate tool, or the instantiate command. So we are going to type instantiate, and we are going to put parentheses, and there are 3 data sets that we have to put inside instantiate: what object we want to spawn, where it's going to spawn, and what rotation it's going to spawn at. So first, the object that will be spawned, ball. Okay, there we go. And now where do we want it to spawn? Well, we have to create a vector 3 so that it knows what x, y, and z coordinate that it will spawn. So we will type new vector 3, and let's have another set of parentheses. Let's say 0 for the x, 3 on the y so that it spawns a little bit above the ground, and then 0 for z. So let's see how that will work. So now we have to set its rotation, and this doesn't really matter since it's a sphere, so we'll just put quaternion dot identity. Okay, and that should be it for our code. Let's see what happens. Okay, so we are back in Unity. So what we have to do to activate this spawn timer is to create an empty object inside our hierarchy, and this will basically be the holder of our timer. So we are going to say, let's just call it spawn timer for now, and we will drag our spawn timer script into our spawn timer game object. Okay, so now we have the ball variable here, and obviously it says none game object. So what we want to do is not use our player, because we'd basically be creating a bunch of new players. We want to create a 3D object, so we want to create basically another sphere, and let's just put it at 0, 0, 0, or actually 0, 3, 0, just to see where it would spawn. Okay, so it would spawn right there, and it seems like the sun is right in the middle of it, which is very interesting. So let's just give this a material, just so that it's not just a plain white material. So let's make it blue, and we're gonna give this a nice blue material. Set the smoothness down to 0. Put it in our, well, actually let's drag it onto our sphere first, drag it into our materials, and let's call this sphere friend, because it's this sphere's friend. Yay! Okay, so now in friend we want to give this a rigid body so that it uses gravity, and then we are going to give it a sphere collider so that it doesn't fall through the plane and into the abyss. Okay, so we have that, and now we are going to create a new folder called prefabs. Basically, a prefab is just basically any game object that's in your project folder, and we are going to drag our friend into prefabs. Great, so now we have that. So let's delete our friend, because we already have our friend in the project folder, and in our spawn timer object we are going to drag our friend into the ball variable. Okay, cool. So let's see what happens. Okay, so we will hit play. Alright, so the timer's working. So currently our ball has has a new friend every single second, and that's what we want. Let's have some fun. Let's knock this over. Yay! So many friends! Alright, so there you have it. A coroutine timer that works every single second. So thank you so much for watching this video. Please be sure to hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't done so already, and I will see you in the next tutorial. Bye!